Hi, everyone. This is Will, aka Dr. Financial Literacy. Thanking you very much for stopping by. So today, just a brief recap. So far, I've been using velocity banking and accelerated banking to reduce my overall debt. When I first started the videos, I think my overall debt was maybe at $355,000. Today, I think I'm at $338,000. That includes a $50,000 HELOC that I was finally successful in getting. So let me just see that difference right now. So let's see. Uh, 355 minus 338. So about 17,000. All right. So when I first started the glare. When I first started my videos, in general, I had about $355,000 in debt. Currently, I'm at 338. This includes, I have paid off like $46,000 in debt, but then I took on a HELOC for 50,500. I tried to get a HELOC back in January. I was unsuccessful. Finally got one last in May. I was able to definitely pay off some loans, a car, and some other things. The $50,000 500 HELOC that I have now, it is locked up until I think July the 11th, 2024. It was a 90-day lockup. I can only pretty much just make the payments, and anything above it, I could not go in or out in general. But hopefully starting on July, this will be kicked in and definitely kicking it up to on steroids. So at the present time, I pare down my credit cards down to 4 credit cards. 1750. This is Bank of America, Navy Federal, Amex, and who's this? Another Bank of America. So all in all, I initially had on my credit report starting in January of 2024, probably I would say 50 some $1,000 in credit card, but I was an authorized user on some of the credit cards, kind of changed that and some other things. So that left me with pretty much my debt in general. So in overall, it looks like at least definitely from my credit card perspective, I've been able to hopefully eliminate $17,000 in credit card debt over the last 5 or 6 months using the principles and practices of velocity banking and accelerated banking. So right now, as mentioned, I have 4 credit cards that are remaining. These are the total 9,057. And what I'm looking to do with the remainder of velocity banking and accelerated banking to eliminate this last $9,000 until the HELOC kicks in next month or a couple of weeks from now. I'm looking to take the Navy Federal has a total limit of 6,200. At the present, I have 1,400 on it. I'm sorry, I got it mislabeled, but I have 1,400 on it. So I'm gonna use the Navy Federal as my go-to card for the next couple of weeks, or if not, the next couple of months, because it allows me to do cash advance at 18% without any additional charges. It also allows me to write convenience checks on it without any additional charges, but still at 18%. The interest rate on the card itself is still 18%. And I have used cash advance convenience checks to bring down the principals of this $17,000 in general, because it acted as a debt tool, allowed me to put as much debt on it. And then I took my salary every 2 weeks of $1,694.93 in California. And I just started dumping it on there. I initially saved some of my money and held it back, but now I'm at a point 5 months later where the entire check goes onto the card. So what I'm gonna do is transfer in. This is Navy Federal. I'm sorry. Let me change that. Okay, this is BOA, the Bank of America, and this is Navy. So what I plan to do is to consolidate these three other cards, the Amex, the Bank of America. This Bank of America right here is 0% until November. So I'm gonna leave that out a little longer, but I'm gonna transfer the Amex at 1750 and the Bank of America at 1097 into Navy Federal. And then from here on out, I'll be dumping my bi-weekly paycheck into Navy Federal, and I will be using cash advance and convenience check to go ahead and wipe out the last portion of this until the HELOC kicks in, hopefully in July. In addition to this and being able to do this with cash advance, convenience checks, other strategies in general, I applied to Navy Federal for another HELOC on an additional property that I have, and they're considering me for the HELOC. So when I get that additional one, I will start really going after the two remaining mortgages that I have, and my student loan debt, which is at 150, I think it's at 158,000. All right. So for me in general, velocity banking, accelerated banking, the principles and practices have worked well. It's able to help me improve my credit, reduce my debt, and then go on to get a HELOC, a larger line of credit. And I'm gonna start living through that HELOC, and hopefully I can get a second one from Navy Federal. So if you're interested in working with my team, so that we can help you with velocity banking, accelerated banking, being an authorized user, understanding some business and practices. I have some other businesses that I do. I love to show you how to set you up your own business, your own LLC. Look at your taxes and how you can do some other things with your resources. One of the most important things that this has done for me in general in doing velocity banking and accelerated banking in general, as mentioned before, I basically used to get my paycheck from my employer. From my employer, it went to the bank. From the bank, it paid bills, all kind of bills, student loans, credit cards, eating out, medical bills, homes, and cards. Now, since I'm discovering accelerated banking, velocity banking, I now still work my W-2 job. I picked that 1694.93 check up. Once I get that check, I still deposit it in the bank. And here, used to have a cash flow of $390, and it used to just sit in the bank after all the bills and stuff was paid. Now, that $390 that just used to sit here and do nothing for me at all, excuse me, I no longer let it sit in the bank. I zero out my bank. I now select a debt tool or credit card that I have a balance on. Take my entire 2 weeks of paycheck, $3,389. And now I pay my bills, my expenses, my one car, my 2 mortgages. I had 3 when I started Velocity Banking. Now I'm down to 1 mortgage. So my mortgage still got still have 2 in general, but in doing velocity banking, accelerated banking, the idea is select the debt tool and make that debt tool work more efficiently for you. I initially started this process with a credit card because I couldn't get a HELOC. 5 to 6 months later, improved my credit using velocity banking, accelerated banking. And now I've been successful in getting the 50,500 HELOC, and that paid off one of my mortgages, one of my cars, a couple of my credit cards in general, and hopefully I can get the second one, 13. Yeah, right now I love HELOCs. So once I get the 13, hopefully on the other property, then the third property that I have, I'll go back and get another HELOC and then just make it happen and do some other investments in general. So if you're interested in learning more about velocity banking or how my team can work with you and help your money grow, definitely give me a call or shoot me an email. Anytime. Look forward to working with you. A great day. Bye-bye, everyone.